Everyone here this afternoon for this major announcement here in beautiful downtown Middletown. I'm here with Council President Miguel Rodriguez. To my right, Alderman Joe Massey, Alderman 2nd Ward Andrew Green and Jerry Kleiner. Alderman 4th Ward is Sparrow Tobin. A few years ago, we met a couple guys, Ricardo Patron and Peter Oates, who are the owners and CEO and COO of the Equilibrium Brewery. They were brought to us by the Orange County Partnership, and I want to thank Maureen Hallahan and Amanda Dana for being here today. They're a big reason why the operation is here and has been successful, so we want to thank you. Also is Whitney Bowers, representing Megan Taylor, and I noticed Barbara Martinez from the Orange County Chamber of Commerce has just walked in also. So when we met Ricardo and Peter, we were able to convince them, and it didn't take a lot of convincing, to locate in downtown Middletown with their brewery project. They're located here at 22 Henry Street, right behind City Hall, and the brewery has been nothing but a success. If you come downtown on Saturday morning, you'll see hundreds of people lined up for their latest release, and the project has been not only a financial success for the city, but also a financial success for you guys, because you're here today with us to announce an acquisition of some city property, along with an expansion of your brewery operation. The city of Middletown, in 2011, purchased the TD Bank building on South Street. We purchased it for two reasons. One was to secure the property and the parking lots around the Paramount Theater, and the other was to secure the property for future development goals and projects. At the time, the city paid $500,000 for the building and the surrounding property. We've had interest from a couple of different agencies in the property that didn't pan out over the years, and we've had plenty of opportunities to sell the property, but we wanted to have a project that would impact this city. And between Ricardo and Peter, we know the impact that they've had on our community. So we have reached an agreement. The agreement will be voted on by the Board of Estimate today, and then the Common Council tonight on to sell the Equilibrium Brewery for $650,000 to the sell to TD Bank to Equilibrium for $650,000. The development goals are worth $150,000. They are going to then be paying the city over a 5-year period with a first mortgage held by the city of Middletown with $100,000 up and $100,000 paid over the next 4 years. More importantly, though, the project will be, and I'll let them explain the impact on their business, but they will be opening a brewery operation at that site with a tap room. There will be about 40 feet of property that's purchased along with it for their beer garden and other related uses. The rest of the building will be occupied by them whatever manner they seem fit. But to us, it serves a couple purposes. One is that Equilibrium has grown so quickly and so fast that they're looking for space to expand. We wanted to make sure that the project stayed here, not only in the city of Middletown, but in downtown Middletown. I know they worked very closely with Maria Bruni in her office, and they looked at a couple of sites, and hopefully this is going to fit your needs and also fit the needs of our community by welcoming you once again with this business here. The terms and conditions will be posted online, and the resolution will be posted for all to review. It's a pretty straightforward transaction that was drawn up very quickly with our attorney, Rich Girton, and I think Mr. Bluestein, right, from the law offices for representing Equilibrium. So that contract will be available for review tonight, and we hope to close after a period of due diligence of 60 to 150 days. That's the period. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Maureen up, since you guys brought the project here into the city originally back in 2014, to say a few words.
Sure. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks.
This is great. This is, we're all so happy, Ricardo and Peter, that you made the decision to come here to begin with. Of course, the Orange County Partnership wants to bring in jobs and opportunities for the county, but the city of Middletown is my hometown, so it's a very, very special place. When you decided that that particular property would be suitable for your needs, of course, the very first person I love to work with is Maria Bruni from
Thought it was me.
Well, you're the man. You're the man. But Maria, I always say Maria is the best economic developer in the business, and she really gets it done. And this city is the right place to be at. But the multiplier that goes with it, and the fact that I serve on the Governor's Regional Economic Development Council for the state of New York, and our support to it, you know, just in terms of the voting members wanting it to be here in this city, and this city being on the map with your huge $10 million award by the state, and all the support that the state sees for this city. This is the right place at the right time. And we're so proud and so happy to be a very tiny part of it. And I want to just give a shout out to my colleague Amanda Dana, who works at the partnership with expansion projects such as these. So I know she's your partner in crime as well. So use us and let us support you in any way. And really kudos to the whole city and all.
Empire State Development, Megan Taylor, and want to express our thanks to your office for all the cooperation that we received. And I'm sure we'll be talking with Peter and to Ricardo about job creation and incentives that could be offered. So how about you guys? You want to say a couple words, Ricardo? Suck it in a little bit. Get you back there.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Joe and Maria. It has been, for us, delightful to work with the city of Middletown since 2014. When we first came here, bring by the Orange County Partnership, we met Maria, and we saw the building in 22 Henry Street. It was, for me, it was very clear that the city was like a place to be. It was coming up again. It was like, you can see how it was bustling, and the administration led by Joe here was great on the vision. And piggybacking on all that, I saw like, okay, this is a great place for us to take home. And it worked out very well for us. I mean, we took us like almost 2 years to open, a year and a half. But after the opening, it went really fast, and now we are like a year and a half since this first time we sold beer, and we're really looking for expansion. So right now, what we really want to do is to bring our first concept was to make exceptional beer, and then what we wanted to do now is to start connecting by having our own tap room and place to gather, and having a beer garden and a place where we can work with the community and start, kind of sharing our love for beer with the locals in the way we intend to. And also, increase a little bit the production because we're selling out faster than we can produce right now, and that's something that we want to correct also to make it more available for our fans here in this area, but also in the Hudson Valley and the city itself. So with all that in mind, when we started talking about the expansion with the city, because it was like very clear for us that staying here after having been so successful working with the city, it was a no-brainer. So we luckily found that the TD building was available. It's a building that it's a former bank, as you guys know, and it's an odd building that will suit our purposes because it's tall, and it's so we like it a lot. I think it will actually fit, and we also have a lot of parking spaces in the surroundings, which will also be helpful to accommodate all the people that come in, and typically on Saturdays for our can releases. So with that said about the project, thank you everybody that make it possible for us to be here right now. Thank you the city again. I mean, I think you've been great partners, and we have a lot of synergistic power coming together, and it's a lot of what we can achieve has to do with you guys helping us along to get through the process and not, putting kind of barriers and complicating things. And I think, that's essential, and that cooperation would bring us to have a lot of confidence that we're going to be having a really fantastic place in the new location. So thank you very much for all being here. Thank you again, the Orange County Partnership, for showing us here. Thank you all the officials on the city that know us and have been working together. I'm looking at one of each of you. And, well, that's it. Thank you very much.
If Miguel will move, because he thinks he's skinny now, so that he can see just to give you an idea of, this is just our rendering. We wanted to get something up there just to show you the size of the building and the impact that's facing the Paramount Theater, this side of the building. But Ricardo touched on, some important things there, that we are a business-friendly community. We're also looking about expansion outside our borders with Amy's Kitchen and other projects in the area with the Indigo Water deal. The Heritage Trail will be coming into the city. You're going to see a tremendous amount of investment in and around downtown area over the next 18 months. So we were lucky to land you guys here, and that was based on what you felt a lot of things were happening at the time. But the next 18 months are going to explode in this community. So if you're looking to make an investment, now's the time to come into downtown Middletown and start talking to us, or in Middletown in general, because we have many opportunities to work with people and to bring business, create jobs, create tax rateables, and our vision of the downtown being a center of commerce, this is a big part of it. So I want to say thank you. You've made an investment of well over $2 million into the city now, and I'm sure this is going to probably equal that on a scale. So when people come into your downtown in an old industrial city, railroad city, and spend $5 million there and more, the least we can say is thank you, and we're going to do our best to make your project work with you. So, Peter, would you like to say a few words? Add anything?
I think actually Ricardo said it.
Yeah, Ricardo, he talks so well. He's soft, and he's gets the point across really quickly. Any questions for the media?
Yeah, can Ricardo come back up here, please? Yeah. Totally.
How many employees do you have now, and how many more do you expect to put on?
Good question. We have about 15 employees right now, considering full-time and part-time people. We think, considering that this new place, we're going to have a tap room and whatnot, we're going to have probably more than that. We're going to have, I will say that these coming years, as soon as we open, we're going to have like probably 10 people more, and then, double that the next year as we are growing with it. So I would say that this will probably double the amount of people we have right now.
Are you going to be making the beer where you are now, or in the new building?
No, we think we're going to be doing most of the beer in where we are now. We have the big equipment over there. We're going to be transporting wort, which is the beer that's still not fermented, to the new building, and fermented, finalize it in the new building. And we're also going to be making all the barrel program, which is part of the making of the beer in the new building, which is we have more space to use. And also we're expecting to do more pilot batches there in the new building too.
And you have a restaurant in the existing building, right?
No, we don't.
You don't, okay.
No, this is a good point to touch base with. We have had some confusion. We never intended Equilibrium to have a restaurant itself. We always have intended the main project, and when I sold it to investors and whatnot, to have at the beginning just a distribution brewery. However, because of the location of the building and the size and how it was, how the building can suit the tanks versus no tank spaces, we saw that we could put a restaurant there. So what we did is, when we acquired the property, we put a vanilla shelf restaurant that we offer up for somebody to use it. And then sometime, a company set it there, but it has nothing to do with us. So even though it's just in the same building, it's not the same company, and we have no relationship with them.
Will you have a restaurant in the new facility?
Yes, that's the idea. Not at the beginning, though. I mean, the beginning it will be more like a tap room, just for experimenting beer and whatnot. But we're going to be incorporating food as we come along and we grow with the project. The idea is to grow into that building for several years, you know. Anything else?
Any other questions?
Yes, how long do you think it'll take before it's open?
Say it again.
How long do you think it'll take before the new building is fully operational and you can open?
We hope 2 months, but that's just hopefully not realistic. And then so as soon as we can, I will say that we're going to try to make it operational to some extent. And this is important. We are not thinking that we're going to be doing a massive renovation and then open the whole building together. We are thinking that we're going to be growing into the building, as I was saying. So we're going to be growing into the beer garden first, and then inside the building as we move, because it's a big building, and we have a lot of renovations to do to accommodate it to our own business. So I think that is fair to say, and hopefully time that doesn't bite me, but that by the end of the year we should be operational there to some extent.
Is it a two-story building?
3.
Three-story building, yes.
Main floor is very high ceilings.
Any other question?
One other point I need to make on the DRI, because Maureen's on the REDC, is the parking structure that we had put in for under the downtown revitalization funds were put into the plan, but not funded because there wasn't enough activity on South Street. So we're making a pitch. We're going to get an awful lot of activity on South Street now, along with the courtroom. That's the new courts that will be located on South Street. And we have an interesting project brewing, that's a good one, at the old classy leather building. So we're probably going to be going back to the state for some assistance on completing that parking structure over in that area. So that's, and this certainly will, the pictures that we'll have of your Saturday morning lineup will certainly help us in showing that there is a demand for this type of structure there. So we second that, right? So, yeah, and Wendy brought the check, right? Yeah. Any other questions? Well, thank you all for coming, and welcome again, and knock 'em dead. Thank you.